Go downstairs and once again rejoin Isha Gua, who doesn't have a height disadvantage this time, Isha.
Exactly right, and I've got Davey Warner alongside me. Mike Hussey just a little bit taller than that, but a good hard-fought day. Attritional Test cricket at its very best. Davey and Huss alongside me. Davey, what did you make of today?
Yeah, look, I thought, England came out and played, pretty well. I think the way that the Australians bowled, at the start was fantastic, but it was all set up with, obviously, Bo Webster, the way that he played was fantastic. I'm unlucky not to get the three figures, but, Smithy getting lost early, Australia sort of getting ahead a little bit, but as we spoke about before, Huss, that deficit being sort of taken care of quite early was very surprising for my liking.
Will Australia feel like they have a significant advantage now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they would have taken 120 lead for England with only 2 wickets in hand, but I think what fascinated me and what I was really interested in watching today was how England was going to approach being behind by that amount and how they would approach that, trying to get rid of that deficit. And I thought they batted really well. Duckett looked pretty good at the top, but Jacob Bethell, I mean, that was an outstanding innings. We've criticised England at various stages for the way they've gone about it and the recklessness of their shot making, but I thought they really knuckled down as a group, played some good cricket. They wore the Australian bowlers down, particularly Bethell. Hit the loose ball when it was there, defended when they had to, and 120 lead. You just never know. They'd love to have a couple more wickets in the shed, just be able to try and get that up to around 200, and I think they'd give themselves a chance.
You heard from Howie there. He batted for nearly 6 hours today at the age of 22, batting at number 3, made it look very easy. We'll talk about him in just a moment. IG session tracker, 5 wickets to fall in the evening session, and a few wickets to fall to spin as well. 128 that England were able to add to the score as they went past 300. That lead extending to 119. Australia taking that session though with all the wickets that they took, and it was shared around a bit, so they're just ahead in this game. Yeah,
they sure are, the Aussies. Look, as we just said this before, Huss, 120 lead. Ideally, England will probably want another, I would say 50 more. Are they going to get there? Oh, highly unlikely. But it's how they approach it with the ball as well, how they're going to try and take wickets. And on the other side of that is, will Usman Khawaja come out at the top of the order? Potentially.
You think he will? Who's going to give up their spot?
Well, that's Hetty, put that bat on ice. Don't worry about the fingers on ice.
There's plenty of runs to play with, so I don't think it's going to happen straight away. No. But let's talk about Bo Webster. Great to speak to him there. He's a fairly relaxed customer, isn't he? But he did have to wait for his opportunity. Harvey Norman highlights, and it was spin that did it for him.
Mate, what a versatile cricketer. We saw a couple of overs of the medium paces, and they thought, okay, well let's have a go with the spin. There's a little bit of rough for him to work with, and it was a really good ball to get rid of Harry Brook first, and then, of course, Will Jacks going for the big one, just second ball. That was a tough one for Ben Stokes. You could see he was clearly hampered by his injury, but yeah, just being able to come on, have that off-spin option, be able to get some turn out of the rough and pick up those 3 wickets. It's been huge for Australia, and got runs with the bat. He's bowled well. I mean, he's a very good cricketer and great for Australia to have that depth.
They've got bowlers who can do the job with spin, but how much are they ruining not having a frontline spinner?
Yeah, look, that's always been the topic of debate when they left out Nathan Lyon earlier on in the series as well. But yeah, look, I think they've gone that next best option. If it's Nathan Lyon, he's playing. But if it's not, then who's that bowler? So they've decided to go, obviously, Webster this one, leave out Jai. Good move, I think, yes, at this stage now. But, yeah, definitely the frontline spinner. It's going to be a conversation now moving forward, I think, if Nathan Lyon doesn't get back in time for that Bangladesh series, which I think he will. Yeah,
I personally never like going into a test match without a spinner, but I think they've pulled the right rein. Like you think of Bo Webster's runs as well. They were handy runs that he got for Australia to get that lead up as much as they did, and then to be able to come on and get those 3 wickets. I think it's been a pretty good pick.
And he enjoys batting here as well at the SCG. Picked up another Test 50.
Yeah, look, I just think the way that he went about it, he's got that tall, he's got height in his advantage, but he just knows his game so well. And I think on these types of wickets, it's coming a bit slow off there. He can actually watch the ball better, play his strokes. He's nice and busy. I think you go at the other surfaces a little bit, in it. It challenges his technique, but here he's allowed to play nice, fluent strokes, playing with freedom, and I think that's when he's at his best. He looked pretty good today.
Oh, he did. He's consistent at this level with the bat. He's got a number of half centuries already in just his 8th Test match. He's just a busy player, likes to be scoring all the time, positive player, and he kept that scoreboard ticking over and scores all around the ground. Plays spin well too. So I think they were really handy runs for Australia. 71 not out. he would have loved to have been able to score his first Test century as well. But yeah, he did his job certainly with both bat and ball.
The beauty of having a 5-test match series is that stories unfold all the way through, and today very much for Jacob Bethell. At the age of 22, his maiden Test century. What a place to do it, here at the SCG. I know you guys did it a few times, but that would have been a special moment for him.
Yeah, it definitely would have. And I was nervous for him on 99. I was sitting in there for 10 minutes. But I just like the way that he composed himself. Like, he was nice, calm. His shot selection, everything was in and around underneath his nose. As I said before, it looks like an Australian batter playing out there, not for the first time. But look, I absolutely love the way he went about it, and it was all class.
Well, he's just stuck in here, actually, Jacob Bethell. How do you feel about David Warner saying that you're batting like an Australian batter?
I don't know. I mean, pretty happy, I guess. If it's going to work over here for a long period, then I'll be happy with that.
A special moment for you. Just talk us through that feeling, because you just look so cool and calm out there.
Yeah, it was obviously special to get the milestone. But yeah, it felt kind of. I said yesterday that it was a new ball wicket, and that those first 20, 30 balls are going to be the hardest. So kind of figured that once I got past that point, I had to work really hard for it.
I mean, how special is this to be able to do it in front of your family here at the SCG? Your first-class century is a Test match century at the SCG. How good a feeling is that?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't really know how to describe it yet. I've not had time to reflect or anything, but yeah, to have the family over for the MCG was pretty cool, and then yeah, to top it off with 100 here has been very special.
And Jake, tell me about your mindset. Was there a period of time when you're out there you just knew that you were going to get to that sort of triple figures? We talked about, you know, the baseball stuff. Everyone talks about that, but the way that you played today, it looked like you're in your zone. Is there anything that in your mind there just took you to go, you know what? It's not easy, but this is the way that I'm playing.
Yeah, I was. To be honest, I wasn't really struggling to score at any point, so I never really had to do anything other than those first kind of 20, 30 balls when they were kind of troubling me around that outside edge. I felt like I kind of had to walk or just play with the length a bit. But after that, yeah, it was just, I felt like if anyone was going to get me out, it was going to be me making a mistake. So I was just trying not to do that.
And was there anything from a technical perspective that really worked for you out there that you focused on?
I think just maybe being slightly open, so that Jaffa is covered around off stump. Get that bat face coming down nice and straight. But yeah, that's something that I worked at in the nets, and it's working well out there in the middle.
You've had to wait a long time to get that opportunity at number 3 after almost giving it away by being over at the IPL. I guess patience counts for a lot to be able to get that moment finally here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't say I gave it away at the IPL. That experience I had over there was unbelievable, and I took a lot. I came back a better cricketer, so I think having had that, he's crying.
You haven't seen this yet, have you? So this is your dad, Graham. You know, always an emotional moment, and we kept taking the camera to him when you were on 99. He was getting more and more nervous.
He didn't move for a long time. He sat in that one seat.
What does this mean to you to have your family here and you know, the journey that these guys have been on with you?
Yeah, it's special. Cricket runs in my family, so yeah, granddad, dad, they all played at quite a high level, but to actually step out in front of them, granddad's no longer here, but he'll be watching over. But yeah, it's so special. I wonder how many beers he had today.
Did you see them after you'd scored the 100? Could you see them up there in the stands? I saw you gave a little thumbs up.
Yeah. I kind of know where they sit. They gave a little call at the start of the day, so I know where they are. But yeah, just gave them a little thumbs up there just to acknowledge. But yeah, it's pretty special. What
kind of sacrifices have they had to make for you to be able to go on your cricket journey, obviously moving over to the UK at a very young age?
Yeah, well, they've had an empty house for quite a while over in Barbados, which I guess is a sacrifice. And yeah, all the times, I mean, growing up until I was 12, kind of just taking me to cricket every day and that kind of stuff. But then making the effort to also come over and make England feel like a home when I was new to it. But yeah, they've been unbelievable and they'll continue to be unbelievable, I think.
But you've come with a lot of expectation. You know, you're just 22, but a lot of people have spoken about how good you are already. Did you feel that pressure coming into this series?
Not really. I think I've said it before, I try and stay away from kind of the social media and the hype and stuff. got enough belief within myself to know that I'm good enough. And yeah, it's just nice to go out there and put in performances. But yeah, I didn't really sweat too much on it, to be honest.
Second new ball just around the corner. What's the plan tomorrow?
But what we know, we're 120 ahead. I think just got to try and let those guys coming in, Potsy and Tangi, try and face as little of that new ball and I don't know, gaps and get the odd one for 6 hopefully. But yeah, we'll just try and get as many as possible tomorrow.
What sort of total do you think you'd feel comfortable having a crack at Australia with, trying to get that sort of lead?
Well, I think we were speaking about before we batted that anything 200 or about would have been, we'd be able to have a crack at them and be confident with.
Yeah.
At this point now, I mean, I'd bite your hand off for 200, yeah. But yeah, 160, 170. I think it's one of them chases. We had 175 at the MCG, that obviously on a different wicket, but it's just enough to keep you guessing.
Yeah, definitely.
Congratulations once again, Jay.
Thank you very much.
We'll let you go off and have a good feed, because you certainly deserve it. Go and enjoy yourself, and all the best tomorrow.
Thanks.
Well done, mate. Congratulations. Awesome.
Jacob Bethell, 22 years of age, his maiden Test century here. We're going to continue talking about this Test match and what might unfold tomorrow, but later on this evening, not far away, we're over in the West. It's the Scorchers up against the Renegades, live and ad break free on Fox Cricket and KO Sports. Stay with us.